Hey, welcome to worshiptutorials.com. This is a free preview lesson, a full lesson from the Worship Manual, Volume 2. The Worship Manual is a series of online courses that we developed for worship leaders, for people in leadership over praise and worship in churches. This comes from Module 4, which is all about creative planning. And in this lesson, we're talking about how often and how to introduce new songs at your church. This is something that I know a lot of us kind of struggle with from time to time. How many new songs to do, how often to do them. Hit the link below if you want to learn more about the Worship Manual or enroll in it yourself to become the best worship leader you can be. So the Bible tells us to sing a new song unto the Lord.
I will celebrate, sing unto the Lord.
Yes. And
I
so,
will sing to him a
new song?
Yeah.
There you go.
That's right.
So we think that it's important, because the Bible tells us to do so, to sing a new
like
song
good advice.
to the Lord. Adding new songs into your catalog that we've been talking about, your song library, is a good thing to do, but you can go overboard with this. You can neglect this. In this video, we're going to talk all about the frequency of new songs, how to add them to your library in a way that will maximize engagement, both from your team and your congregation. Coming up. So Fuller has got this one down to an analytical science, and I say that because you have an equation.
I'm a numbers guy.
That you like to use.
Yes.
I am a numbers guy as well, Fuller. You're speaking my language here. So tell us about this. How does math work its way into this thing?
Well, we talked about in the previous video that if you do 40 songs a year, you're covered. If you do each song 6 times in a year.
In an entire year.
Okay, in a year, you only do a song 6 times.
Yeah.
That's every other week. You end up with about 40 slots for songs.
Yeah.
Right? A little over 240. 4 songs a week, 52 weeks a year.
Yeah.
So, knowing that, you have to also realize that when you add a new song, you're getting rid of an old song.
You got to remove something.
Okay? And then if you go, we should probably play this song 6 times a year, at least. Otherwise, it's always going to be new.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to quickly get to the point where you either are always doing new songs, or you're not ever doing new songs. But I think we have to remember, what is a new song?
Yeah.
You know, I heard some songs last night listening through Spotify, and I'm going, oh, I should do the song, and it's like 2014.
I think you can define a new song for your church as something that you aren't singing.
They've never done, right?
The year that it was released is not that important.
Or a song you did once 2 years ago. It's still a new song. Right? I think we have a tendency to hear the newest song that's on the radio that just came out from Bethel, and we're like, we got to do this song.
Yes.
And you're probably right. There are some good ones. I remember when Goodness of God came out, I was like, this song's amazing.
We got to do it.
But I think some songs don't feel new. You know, they just work really well. I think we have to really... I think it's smart to look at your calendar, like whatever today. Let's say we're in spring now. I would look at spring and seasons, spring, summer, winter, or spring, summer, fall, winter, and then maybe 1 or 2 songs a season, right? Because a season goes by like this.
So you're talking like 1 song every month and a half, every 6 weeks.
I think if you did one song a new song every 6 weeks, that's still a lot. That's a lot of new songs.
Once every month.
I would say
pretty high frequency.
If you've kind of done what we've already said you should do, is purge your set list, and you got 40 songs, and you're moving forward in that. I think if you go, all right, we're going to add 4 songs this year.
Yeah.
That's a lot, because you have to start building familiarity, because if you only do new songs, or you do a new song twice and then another new song, then you're going to get the comments we always get, how come I can't get people to engage?
They don't know the songs.
People are not going to engage in stuff they're not familiar with.
Right.
You know, it's a comfort level thing.
Yeah.
And then, here, let's look at from a more practical. I like to be practical. Every new song that you introduce is more work for everyone. Drummers, bass players, guitar players, they got to learn the song. Vocalists got to learn the lyrics and the melodies. production. Someone's got to put lyrics in Pro Presenter. Right. You know, all of these things. You got to make click tracks, chord charts. I mean, it's more work for everyone.
That's true.
What happens, this is typically what happens, these young whippersnapper worship leaders, they hear a new song and they go, oh, I want to do that song.
Okay, boomer.
Okay, boomer. Yeah. I want to do this song. And so, yes, we're doing this song, but maybe I'm just too old now. But every time I'm around people that go, I want to do a new song, I instantly think, are you going to do the chart? Are you going to do the track? Are you going to put the MP3 up? Are you going to send out the communication? So it's like, don't let your excitement because you're bored overweigh the logistical side of A, is our church ready for a new song? Mm-hmm. B, do we need a new song? Because we got 40 great ones that we haven't done in a while. I mean, heck, we haven't done Cornerstone in 2 years. That's a phenomenal song. You know, good luck finding a new song better than that. So, like, are you in a situation where it's going to be worth the work? And the other thing is, when you do a new song and it doesn't work, and you don't do it again, it's a waste of all that time and energy. Yes. So I'm not saying be lazy. I always like to say work smarter, not harder. Yeah. Okay? And so, you know, just as you're selecting new songs, just know that all new songs come at a price. Yeah. It's either going to be your time and resources, or it's going to be the congregation's unfamiliar. And there's ways to combat that.
You said either. It's probably going to be all of that.
All of it, all of the above.
And there are songs that are like instantly singable. The first time you do them, the second time you hit the chorus, everyone's in.
Those are the best.
Those are really good. Mm-hmm. Those don't come around very often.
Yeah. Here's a sign.
If you can write one of those, then good
on
us.
You. Call us. We'd like your information. There's a sign that I always go by. Mm-hmm. If multiple people, one or if two or more people come to me randomly over the course of a time period and suggest, hey, have you heard this song? Yeah. You guys should do this song. I always investigate that. Yeah. I remember when Every Praise was huge, and I had like 5 people come up, y'all should do Every Praise. And then one time I was like, I need to check this song out. And sure enough, that was a winner, and we did it, and it was great. So, as opposed to me just scouring all these random obscure Spotify playlists and finding these new songs.
If you hang out on Facebook forums, or Facebook groups rather, for worship leaders, of course we have one. We have the WT Leaders group. We also, of course, have the Worship Manual group.
Which are perfect.
You'll see people, Worship Leaders Plus is a large group.
Suggests great new music.
Lots of great groups out there. You'll see people talking about songs.
And I find a lot of my stuff that way. I'm like, that's
so
cool.
Now we're talking a little more about discovery. But you'll see people talking. Now the thing that you hear people asking a lot is, how do I find songs that are all a little off the beaten path?
I say why?
We don't need to go down that road. That's a different
exactly. I think there's millions of great songs out there. Literally, there are millions of great songs out there. So, you know, just think of all that when you go into adding a new song. And now we're going to talk about how to add a new song.
Right. So you've decided you're going to pick a new song.
This is the one.
Let's say
we're going to do this spring.
We're going to do Waymaker. As of the recording of this video, that song's pretty big right now since Leland redid it, right? So you've decided to do it. What you don't probably want to do is send out a scheduling request on Monday saying, hey, we're doing a brand new song at rehearsal Wednesday or something, you know?
Fail.
Yeah. So you want to set your team up and your church up for success with a new song. And here are some strategies you can use to do it. The first thing is you've got to expose people to it early. So there's a couple ways you can do that. One of the things we do at our church is we have what's called a walk-in loop that plays
while people are coming in.
While people are in the lobby, walking in. It's just basically like background music that happens in our church before and after services.
Also subliminal messaging.
Yes, and we put songs that we're going to introduce into that walk-in loop. So we did a new song this weekend at New Hope that's been in our walk-in loop for like a month.
So you're comfortable with it?
Or more than a month, probably 6 weeks. And it was like, I'm basically singing it.
In your head,
it's ingrained in my brain.
And the church too. They all do it.
Everyone's heard it and is familiar with it. So when they hear us do it, they're like, I know this song. Yep. It's almost like you've done it before. So you can put songs in your walk-in loop. Another thing, so that sort of primes everybody, right?
I love it. That was the best thing we ever did.
Everybody in the entire church, like that at least shows up 5 minutes before or after a service.
We always put them closer to the start of service.
Yeah.
The ones we want people to hear.
The ones you want people to hear, the first one, the ones that play right before the service starts. Although you don't want to, like...
Not right before you play it.
Have a song playing.
Israel, right before you play it.
And then you play the song literally right after. It's a little bit of a letdown.
That's awkward, too. I've done that. That's happened to me a couple times.
That's weird. So another thing you can do, if you use a service like Planning Center, which we've talked about all the time in these videos, you can create a service order just like any weekend that you would make, and you can just call it new songs. So like, say you've chosen to do 3 new songs over the next quarter, right? That's almost once a month, right?
Plenty. Doesn't sound like a lot, it's plenty.
So you got 3 songs on your plan, and you schedule your entire team to it, and you just send out some emails saying, here are the new songs we're going to be introducing. Spend some time with these. Learn them, learn the parts, so that way when you schedule a new song, one thing you don't want to have happen is you don't want to spend your entire rehearsal on a single song because nobody
heard it. That's a waste.
It's not that they didn't know it. I mean, maybe they didn't practice it or whatever, but it could be your fault if you don't give them time, you as the worship leader. If you don't give people time to learn a new song, you can't expect them to know it when they show up. Yeah. So if you can schedule songs and schedule people to a plan where they can, or it could be just as simple as like, we talked in these lessons about how you prepare all these resources. Just send all the resources out via email to your team.
MP3 chart, boom, done.
Planning Center makes this thing a lot easier, but you don't have to use it.
Your team will love you for it.
You can just send it out and just say, hey, we're doing these songs over the next few months.
Listen to them.
Learn them, and that way when they show up to rehearsal unprepared, now you have a conversation you can fall back on. You can say, I asked you to learn this song and you didn't.
Fired.
Then you come back with, how can I help you?
That's it.
That's how you do it.
The other thing too, once you get all that stuff worked out and you're ready to do the song, I would say practice, practice, practice. Okay, don't take a new song for granted. Yeah. You need to put more time than usual into the song because time goes by quick. I'm guilty of this. It's an hour before rehearsal and I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't really learned this new song the way I should. Because as the leader especially, you don't want to be on stage not knowing how the verse goes or how the chorus or the bridge goes or the arrangement or your guitar parts. Bad. And it's a waste and it's just not a good show for people to see that. So be really super prepared. Practice that song more than you have any of the other ones so that you can nail it. So for you, personally, it's not new. It's just another great song you've been dying to do.
Right. So now that we've sent our teams the songs, we've learned the songs.
We're ready to go.
How do we schedule it? How do you introduce it to your church? And we sort of have a formula that we follow. And it goes like this. Tried and true
formula.
It goes like this. You sing it weekend number 1, you sing it.
Check.
Weekend number 2, you do it again.
Repeat.
Like
check.
The next week.
2 weeks in a row. Perfect.
Right? The next weekend, it's a 4-week plan. You take that one off.
Vacation.
And then you...
Oh, where'd the new song go? We were really starting to like it.
Yeah. Weekend number 4.
Bam.
You bring it back.
You mean this one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We really like that.
You bring it back.
Yeah.
And so it's a 2 on, 1 off, 1 on sort of a... But you basically sing it twice in a row. A lot of times we shy away from singing stuff twice in a row, like 2 weekends in a row. But for a new song, otherwise people aren't going to learn it. You don't give people a chance.
That's right.
To learn it.
Yeah, and the cool thing too is if you do week 1 and it bombs, week 2 really makes you know did we do it, or it gives you 2 shots, and if those don't go well, then you can just scratch that 4th one and get the song out of there.
So you need to evaluate. Yeah, you may love the song, but if it falls flat 2 times in a row,
it's probably the song.
It might not be worth it,
or it's just not connecting with your congregation.
And we've said this so many times. There are so many great songs. It's not worth trying to force one that, and maybe your congregation will eventually latch onto it.
Possibly.
But it's really not worth forcing it when there are so many great options.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, too, how you introduce that song the first 2 weekends.
That will set it up.
Is really important. And we've talked about it. We talked about it in What to Say, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But you got to give people something reason
to grab onto.
To latch onto that song.
Here's a new song is not a great setup.
No.
Hey, guys, here's a new song we're doing.
No, be very intentional. Yeah. Be very intentional.
Or you can take the backdoor approach where you don't even say it's a new song. Yeah. And you try. It's been in the walk-in loop, and you know people are gonna know it. Yeah. And you fake them out, and they're like, yeah, we like this song.
Yeah. Another tip that we've done before is in the first time you do it, or maybe the first 2 times you do it, like those first 2 weekends, do it twice in a service. So one way you can do it is tag it on to the end, but a really easy way to do it is just to introduce like a chorus or a bridge.
Yeah.
Like maybe the first weekend, just introduce one part of the song, and then maybe later that same weekend, you
there's
do the whole
verses.
song at the end.
Yeah.
Or you do the chorus of the song if it's like Surrounded by Upper Room would be a great example.
Yeah.
Like they just, for a while, everyone just knew that song as the chorus.
The chorus and the bridge.
Right? But like, so maybe you do the chorus weekend 1 and then you do the whole song weekend 2, right? Or you do the chorus as a tag at the end of a song in the first part of your worship service, and then maybe at the end you do the whole thing, so you're hearing it more, but that helps give people that thing to latch on to, right?
Yeah, that's good. Well, and finally, this is the sad part of the story.
Yeah.
If the song doesn't go well,
and we mentioned this,
and you built up it, you love it.
Right.
This has happened to me. Like, I've loved the song, and I couldn't wait to do it. We did it a couple times, and it was just fail. And we nailed it, and we executed it. Just wasn't the right song, and then you just kind of have to say goodbye to that song, and say, "I'll see you on my private Spotify playlist."
Yeah,
my
or
friend.
you can create a YouTube channel where you do worship song covers. And
that's another option
and
too.
Just sing it there.
Yeah. Look at us now.
Hey, you should do that. If that's something you want to do, go for it.
We encourage you to chase your dreams.
That's right.
That's right. So anyways, with the whole concept of new songs, definitely don't be afraid of them, but approach them properly, approach them with respect. Don't let them sneak up on you, and use them as an opportunity to inspire creativity in your team. And I think you'll be, at the end of the process, you'll look back and go, we figured it out. Or you will be like, we're never doing any new songs again.
Don't never do.
But that's fine, because there's millions of great songs out there.
Yeah.